Hi, I'm Hazel. It's Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I have been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week, we got some pretty major updates on the future of Mythic Plus affixes in the War Within. The previous set of affixes that they were testing are not happening, so if you were not a fan of the whole thorns and, certain types of damage being more effective week to week, that is out the window. Instead, they've done a pretty significant overhaul. There is no more sanguine, bolstering, raging, or bursting. Those have all been retired. And they say their main goal with these changes is to kind of eliminate sort of the push week, dead week paradigm and make the key landscape more consistent from week to week. So what we have are these new Xal'athath's bargain affixes that apply starting at key levels 2. Each of those should have a help-harm kind of concept where if you manage them correctly, you'll get a benefit. So you get that one at level 2. At level 4, you're going to get either Tyrannical or Fortified, depending on the week. At level 7 and up, you get this Challenger's Peril affix that does not give you any extra hoops to jump through at all, but it triples the time penalty for death, so it's going to be 15 seconds off your timer for a death up from 5. So there's no extra busy work for a key that's 7 and up, but you will need to play it cleaner if you want to get it timed. Once you get to key level 10, you will get either Tyrannical or Fortified, depending on which one you did not have already. So at 10, you will have both Tyrannical and Fortified. And then at key levels 12 and up, you get no more bargain, just directly buffed health and damage on enemies. The thing to remember when you look at this, especially if you haven't done keys in a couple of seasons, is that a plus 10 key is the new 20. Like, that's the portal unlock level. That's also the absolute maximum level for Vault, and the top Vault upgrade track drops at like 8s, at least currently. You can get a myth track piece from completing a plus 8 key, and then you'll just get a higher rank myth track piece for completing a 10 key from your Great Vault. People that are pushing above 10s are usually more coordinated, they're often in voice chat, and these changes should offer them a much more consistent challenge week to week, so they don't have to just kind of like, touch grass whenever there's a week with affixes that aren't very good. And for the majority of us in kind of those middle ranges of keys, there should be less mechanical noise going on and also some buffs that you can get for doing the bargain affixes correctly. I think this looks really good, and I'm very excited to see how it plays in the first season of The War Within. Moving along, we've got a couple of updates on how sockets for PvP gear and PvP crafted gear are going to work in The War Within. So because there's no more PvP gear out of the Great Vault, you can no longer get your socket for your PvP gear that way. But in The War Within, you'll be able to purchase those sockets for PvP gear in exchange for PvP currencies like honor and bloodstones. The socket item can also drop directly from victory boxes if you're lucky, and also some war mode activities apparently. And then there's a set of updates for the way that War Within crafted PvP gear is going to work. One thing that's really nice about this is that the crafted PvP gear recipes are going to be the same. You don't have to get a new set every single season. Instead, you'll be able to buy an item that sets the PvP item level to your current season, and you can buy that reagent for like Honor and Conquest. So if you're wanting to craft PvP gear in the War Within, you only need to get those recipes once. And then in other news, we also got a preview a couple of days early this month showing us what is coming in the July trading post. And it does seem like our tender is going to be fighting for its life here. There are a lot of unique new things, and most of them are expensive. The Fill the Bar reward for July is going to be Trishy, the baby Naga pet. We have a mount, this Underlight Corrupted Behemoth Fish mount that is going to be coming in at 800 tender. Blub, the goldfish pet that I've been long admiring on the Trader's Post shelves, is going to be available. There's a deep sea themed back piece that you can get. There's a dive suit outfit. Most of these things are so expensive that unless you have a bunch of tender banked and somehow did not spend it on the swimsuits that we've had in June, you may need to pick one and then maybe pick one more thing to freeze. And then as far as what I've been up to this week, I got my Midsummer Drake armor to drop after a couple of attempts. And I will say that I like the new daily chance system. It's possible that I just like it because I got lucky and it gave it to me after a couple of tries. But from seeing discussion around, it seems like that's not that uncommon, especially if you're trying it every day. I love not feeling like I need to run dozens of alts through a holiday boss, especially when that holiday boss is Lord Ahun. We also got done with normal and heroic raid testing for the first raid of the War Within this week, and I am so excited to play this raid with my friends. I think it's such a good one. I know I always think that, but they've done really well this time. The fights are awesome. They're not too complicated to understand, but they still take some practice to execute, and you feel like you've really done something when you get it together. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a really good tier. And then questions for this week. Pyromania asks, since you've collected practically everything you want in Remix, do you still see yourself playing it for fun? So I didn't think that I was going to. I talked in last week's video about how I was not going to try to farm all of the weapon drops in Remix. I was just going to kind of hope that they added an arsenal and otherwise not worry about it. Turns out I'm worrying about it. I've been logging into Remix every day and kind of picking something to farm for weapon appearances. And I think part of it is because it's so much fun to run around on a 476 character with all of these speed gems and stuff. I think that if I completely ran out of weapons to farm, I would maybe stop playing. I think I would need some kind of excuse to keep going, but for now, farming the weapons has been that excuse. And it's a good thing that I did because I thought I was done with the vendors, but then I went and saw there were still sets on them. And my add-ons told me they were collected, but I bought them anyways and I learned them and it seemed to be doing stuff. So maybe it was just item IDs, but I went and cleared out the vendors again. So it was a good thing that I farmed some extra bronze after all. And then Fossil asks, are there any cosmetics that you've seen coming in the War Within that you are very excited for? Thanks for all the peaceful content as always. Aww. There are these fish with arms, these like ground fish looking things in the War Within. They're available as enemies. You can tame them as hunter pets. You can get them as battle pets. I don't think you can get them as mounts, although I would be thrilled to be wrong. They're fantastic. They're so funny as hunter pets when they really start trotting along. And this is the standout new model for me. I just want to surround my character with them and then have them like squelch along with me throughout everything that I do. And that's been the week. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions for a news video, please pop them in the comments and include the word question to help me find them. I do stream on Twitch Wednesdays through Sundays, 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time, so you can stop by and say hi if you like. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.